Hello everybody, we're on to video 6, can you believe it? So this is the videos that are supporting my book and showing you how to get the best out of them, out of the cards and the mandalas, as an art therapy tool. And we've been working from the very centre, which we're still in at the moment because that's where it all happens. This is in the very blueprint of our soul. And then we're spiralling out and exploring everyday life and obstacles that come afterwards. Okay, so now we're just in the very inner core, and we have worked on, just to recapitulate in case you've just clicked on, so we did the I am, the divine, coming from the divine source of God above, kind of male energy, very clear, precise, very loving. Then we did the we are, co-creation, goddess energy. This we all have inside us, so it's the yin and yang of our very inner souls and our ability to manifest and create. Potential though, rather than actually getting on with it, so it's the potential there. And then we looked at the triads, the beautiful Borromean rings, and we looked at what we're going to do. So it's how, who, what and how. So how we're going to kind of bring this all into action. And then we looked at standing on our own 2 feet. That's the one we did last week. And persevering. We've got to have this stamina to actually take our projects and bring them into the world. And we've got to kind of fortify ourselves for the onslaught of what life's going to bring us, and know that always our inner triangle, our genome, our kind of all the things that we carry with us, our DNA is intact, and that we always have that, all the tools from our past lives and everything. So now we're getting to the really magic bit. So we need to bring in life. We need to actually come alive. So I love this idea. It's the Fibonacci code. It's growth. It's the spiral. It's the, as Mandy would say, Mandy Schnook. I loved it when she said that. And it's true. It's bringing this wonderful breath of life. I mean, almost like the Holy Spirit. If you're a Christian person, you'll have different anima, prana. I don't know what it is. It's this kind of the movement of life, the energy behind what's going to actually make your blueprint go into action. So we're going to look at that now. And I thought another way of just showing it, I don't know if you can see that, but there's the what I've just discussed, and then there's this beautiful spiral coming down, and I think that's quite interesting. You can just see it bringing all these things into life, and we're dropping into life here. Okay, so you get that feeling of really being centered, strong. You're beginning to feel, yes, I am, I've got this, and I am protected and looked after. And now I'm going to wait for this divine energy to come through, this inspiration. So we're going to explore this. And of course, nature does it brilliantly. I just thought I'd do a little kind of, we all know this wonderful Fibonacci expression, the Fibonacci code being the 1.618, which is mathematical, how the whole universe is underpinned with this incredible spiral of life. And you see galaxies like that, you see nature, growing plants when they unfold, they naturally grow in that amazing spiral, or they spiral up. So we've got this kind of innate quality of life to unfold and in harmony. And what else did I put? Fibonacci, hurricane, space-time, universe, shells. Yeah, we've done that. Okay, and I thought it was quite interesting just to show you, what we do naturally. So this is real art therapy thing. When we first started looking at the I am, I naturally did a spiral. Isn't that fascinating? I just went, oh, I have to put a spiral here. But of course, I was looking at the essence of my life and the growth from who I am. Of course, it was going to look like a spiral. It makes perfect sense. And children are always drawing spirals. And, it's that feeling of, it happens. We like to draw them. It's a universal language. So yeah, we've done that. So that's the spiral of that, and that's the beautiful one of everyday kind of growth. then I thought it would be interesting just to look at how we also show them in our relationships. We spiral and dance in life around each other. And if you look at an earlier one that I did on the seed of life, you can see that the male-female produces this amazing, to produce the plant, it spirals around. DNA strands do that. You know, fascinating. So from this Vesica Pisces, we're getting this dance. And yes, you know, you will feel in life, I'm very close, and then I need to reaffirm who I am. And you've got these two strong trees here, and they're attracted all the time, but they're actually re-establishing themselves as who I am. Then they're back into the attraction and then out again. And it's a beautiful dance. And if we surrender to it, oh, what fun. That's why I think dancing is so powerful. I think that's going to become a major healing tool for us in the future, actually getting out there and expressing ourselves and surrendering to this spiraling movement. Okay, now spirals are really interesting because they come in polarities. We've got, oh my God, she's in a downward spiral, or he's going in a downward spiral. Oh wow, she's circling above. So in our common vernacular, we actually know about what's going on, you know. So we're aware of this energy, but perhaps we're not kind of really using it and letting it kind of help us, if you see what I mean. We're a bit blindfolded to what it's doing. So we've looked at, you know, positive spiraling up. I'm going to do more of that in a minute, but and the beautiful one of the Fibonacci coming out. But there are also, you know, moments when we have negative spirals, and instead of it, this I thought was quite a good illustration. I've had moments in my life where I've taken the left turn and then another left turn and then a left turn, and then it's kind of, you know, it's come in and in and in and in, and I've boxed myself in, but basically because of fear, I've over-controlled, and I've started to boss my life around rather than letting divine inspiration come through. Let be. And so that has created this sort of tight spiral, and I found myself really boxed in and hit rock bottom. But what's interesting, I've just done it in the other way, kind of cut across, if you look at the spiral cut that way. So I'm spiraling down here, and then I'm hitting rock bottom. Well, you know, the choice is, when you hit rock bottom, you have to make a choice. Do I just continue spiraling down, or do I take a grip of myself or find some other way and pull myself out? And unfortunately, this journey we have to do alone. No one can help us, because we have to find our inner triangle, stand on our own 2 feet. So we have to go back to look back and go, okay, so what's out of balance here in my threes? What's my trinity? Am I drinking too much? Am I out of balance in some way? Am I codependent? Do I need to, am I taking, you know, whatever, but you'll have to, this point is a point of growth and death. You know, you have to actually decide what you're going to do to spiral up again. So that's a negative spiral. And also I thought this was an interesting one, looking at spirals, the way they kind of come in your life. So, you know, you're sometimes you're like, this is, I'm just doing this, that kind of snapshot of the last 15 years, 20 years of my life. So I was in France, and it was quite a hard struggle, quite steep, and then it settled down and I got the hang of it. But then I began to feel a bit stagnant. I wasn't growing anymore, as much as I loved it, actually. That wasn't right. I wasn't in balance, so I chose to leave. Whoa. And then I took a new spiral, and this was in Jersey, where I've just been. Quite a lot of seriously hard learning curves, very, very steep, leading me to be more me, which is what I'm doing now. And then headed off to Cyprus, so got a change and a bit of a sort of reintegration. So not really learning much, but just reintegrating all this, which has been quite a major thing. So you sometimes get times when your spiral is kind of flat. You can feel yourself flatlining, and that's okay. You know, you can't be in growth all the time. It's not possible. So you're like, oh, okay, I'll let it, you know. And then now I can feel myself getting a hang of things, and I'm moving into another quite steep learning curve, actually, but beautiful. So, and I find that, you know, that is how life is. It just, you wander around growing and choosing. And we're very lucky now because we can choose and we're not stuck in that marriage or that job, or, you know, God is allowing us to explore different paths. Okay. I just thought it'd be interesting also to look at how the spiral turns up further on in my cards. It doesn't come back. These are all channeled, so, you know, I'm amazed when I look at it. I go, God, so how many times have I got a spiral in my book? Okay, I've got negative and positive. So exciting. So here we've got, and it's only 3 more times. 3 more. So it comes up in Primula Calderiana. These are all based on flower remedies. That's why they've called these extraordinary names. And this remedy is for, in this mandala, is for breaking through. So this is a spiral when you're spiraling up. So you're spiraling up like I did with my book, and I'm all excited about it. And oh my God, I've got to do videos. Oh no. So I tried to give it to my son to do. Oh, Luke, you could do a video for me. And it just didn't happen. And then I sat down and went, right, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to do this. However crap it is, that's okay. We are enough. So I just burst through, and I can feel the energy. That has happened to me. My brain is coming alive. I feel less in fear and more empowered. So that's a positive spiral. And this is all, you know, memory is linked to this. And, you know, before that I had quite difficulties remembering things, but I can feel myself coming back into the now, present time. I was actually avoiding memory because I was unhappy. So I'm coming back into clarity and back into power, and I've pushed through. I've gone through the fear. The next one it comes up in is very early on in life too. All these pentagon ones are the next lot we'll be looking at. This is Rhododendron Fortunei Griffanium. Small name. Very powerful little flower for people who are very inspired. So we've got this lovely kind of spiral here, but they feel quite they feel sort of set apart on their own. No one gets them. I mean, I understand that too. You know, when you're in that sort of, I want to do this, but no one really understands what that's about. So this is what this remedy is for, and this mandala, and it's for people who make extraordinary creations or take an unusual route, the pioneers, but in a creative way. And they are inspired, and they have got their own story, but there they have to break through that fear there. So whenever there's black in my mandalas, that's saying there's fear or there's a block. Break through. Okay, and so this positive, in a way, this is bringing in positive energy and settling you into your creativity. And the next one is very far out on the spiral of life. This is every day, but it's stress. So here you can feel that there's a kind of, it's both. You can feel but you can also feel the crunching down, and it's kidneys and it's stress, and it's also abuse. So that your little circle has been, you know, you've been abused, perhaps by power, perhaps by emotionally, you know, mentally, even physically, but it's more the sort of, you've given away your energy and you've allowed yourself to get into this stressful situation. So the spiral has been compressed. So that's showing you where you're at this time, but in a way it's also relaxing. It's going, oh, let the snake coil down, let yourself. So we're looking at the spiral in a different way. So that's how it shows up in my book. And then the last one I wanted to do is to look at inspiration. So how it shows up in your body. I am inspired to do something. You know, when you allow yourself, because the thing about life is we have to surrender to that divine inspiration coming through. So we know who we are, we know what we want to do, we've got our triads in place, we've got our essence in place. How's it going to show up in life? How am I going to animate this? What does it look like? You know, a flamenco dancer is a very good example, okay? So they're standing there. They know they're a flamenco dancer. They know they're brilliant. But they tend to stand at the side of They wait like this, going, "Arr." And they wait, and then there's all this going on, and nobody, and they all appreciate that the person, the dancer, is waiting to be inspired. And they call it the duende, which I think is a great name. And the duende is what they call inspiration. So they're waiting for this divine spiral of, you've got this, you can do this, this is your voice, to come in. And they then, you can see them, they suddenly come out, and they've got this, you can see they have divine light in them. They're doing something that's been done a million times, but it has genius to it. It has Godhead, it has something inspired. So I like this idea of the spirals pouring in all different colours. That's why there's a lot more colour in these, you've noticed. I'm really in that kind of the rainbow of life, the chi of life, the prana of life, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call, coming in and animating. And then you've got, maybe I sing, or I speak, or I do my videos, or maybe I make mandalas, or I make hats or something in that kind of, or I heal people. I allow, and if you're healing with Reiki and these kind of, or prayer, it's not you doing it, is it? You are the channel. You're holding that, all these I am. You know, I just keep reiterating that, because once we've got these in place, we become very strong channels. So that's that one really. I think the fun thing would be just to play around with it and see how it works for you. The next one we're going to be doing, of course I haven't got it with me here, is the key of life, which is a very strong, we're looking at karma, because obviously life doesn't all roll out in a rosy way. We're going to hit obstacles, either ones which we create from fear, or life is just going to throw us stuff too. So, you know, how do we see them so that we don't make them bigger than they need be? And how do we allow ourselves to keep going through life on a wonderful, you know, up and down rather than a seesaw? Okay, so we'll be looking at that next time. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.